Lee, nice to catch up again. It's non-stop, isn't it? You know, games coming thick and fast. Not hardly any time for training, but I want to go back to the other night, first of all, just to try and clarify and work it all out, what actually happened, because it seems that nobody still knows what happened. Have you got any more information you can let your supporters know?
On the sending off for me?
Yeah.
No, not really. I'm going to wait for the rap sheet to come in. And I've said in the past, I just would generally let things go and you respect the thing, but not this time. I believe it was persistent standing up at the bench that got me the first yellow card. And the irony of it is, when he's doing it, I'm saying, just look to your left, there's four of their staff stood up. So an absolute nonsense. The last one, I think it's because I'm appealing for a corner and he's given a goal kick and it's quite clearly a corner and I'm stood the other side of the pitch. But if we rewind 20 minutes before, and so just before I got the yellow card, I told the fourth official I'd be coming in to see him. So I told him, I said, I'm going to come in and see you and disagree with a lot of the decisions that have been made here tonight. And then at the end of the game, the fourth official was the one who told me I couldn't go in and see him. So it makes me think, what's the reason for getting somebody over to do that? No warning, no nothing. When I got the first yellow card, I didn't even see what was going on. I didn't even realise the game had been stopped. I'm trying to encourage the players to take a short throw in rather than a long one, I think it was. And next minute I'm getting booked. So absolute nonsense. And I mean that, absolute nonsense. I'm getting pretty fed up of it. If you go back to Saturday, anyone watch the tackle on Matt Solacek, if he don't get his legs off the floor, we're missing Matt Solacek for months. And the referee stood on top of it. He actually waits to see if Mattis is injured. People watch it back. He has a little look round, waits a bit to see if he's injured. And I'm sure if he had broke his leg, the situation would have been different. And I've just about had enough of it because I think we're quite respectful. I think I've been in 5 times now in 3 years to see referees after the game. Last time I went in and got a phone call back off them. That's the way to do it. You go in and do that, this, that and the other. Don't get you anywhere. And to get sent off on Tuesday night, I think it's absolutely ridiculous. And I'll protest it and I'll go and see down London, whatever they need me to do. I will go and see them. It's going to cost me 500 quid. League Two managers can't afford 500 quid. And I think it's absolutely ridiculous. And I think it's been done, so I don't go and see him after the game. Because I told him I wouldn't have been pleasant after the game.
Okay, well, things move on. Obviously, waiting to see now where you are at the weekend.
That was quick.
Moved
on quick.
Fingers crossed, yeah, fingers crossed that, you put your case over, it works out right for you. Because you never know what's going to happen. It seems as though it might be the situation where they're losing touch of the game and what's going on and how the game's developing, the officials at lower level.
Well, we're at Notts County, and obviously Pato was suspended for that game. I spoke to him about him, and he said, again, nonsense. But as you do, benches are getting heated, not personal, and everyone's respectful afterwards. Fourth official was brilliant. He just said, I've had enough of this. Stepped back, didn't go and shout the referee. The calmness that came from it was brilliant. If then you had to walk to him, he was brilliant. He was just going, just be careful coming over to me, how bad it looks. I can't keep you in it. Just calmed everything down. And it's about understanding and knowing what's going on. So I spoke the other night, the first time I spoke to the fourth official, he'd answered the question I was asking him before I'd finished it. And that they don't want you speaking. And I'm polite, not swearing. I try not to swear towards the officials. But they've got to be miles more in touch. And it's the message I've given over to the head of referees. They've got to be miles more in touch with people's jobs on the line, the passion that goes in for it. And they've got to allow that type of passion. Now, if it spills overboard and it's ridiculous and things get done, but they've got to understand the game more. They have to.
Well, your team have just come off the back of 2 away games and brought 2 points back, been long travels as well. You must be well satisfied with what they're doing at the moment because it's a real tough time for you.
Yeah, I can't praise the players enough for what they're producing for each other in the club. It was difficult the other night for 15, 20 minutes or so and move things around a little bit, and I thought then they took control of the game in the latter part of the first half. But the effort and desire is there for everybody to see. So we're very thin on the ground, and for them to keep putting that effort and playing with skill, the goal we scored was a really good team goal. Again, if you go through a lot of our goals, there's some unbelievable team goals. Passes even going to Saturday, great goal, composure, couple of passes. So nobody can say anything about the players in terms of what they're offering.
And while there's been a few draws that you would love to have the 3 points from, again, the bonus is you're creating quite a lot of chances at the moment.
Yeah, we struggled on Saturday a little bit with the chances, but overall, that is a different. We are creating chances, and arguably we should have gone in at half time winning the football, taking the lead for all the pressure that you felt under for that first 15-20 minutes from what Barnet did without really testing Ian. We are creating chances, and it's good for the players because we're onto them. Kenny, Jacko, staff, Ryan, Ollie, Breo, they do a lot of work in here with the players and showing them the stats and the numbers they have to get up to. The likes of Owen getting into the box to score that goal. And it's real credit to them to then go and try and implement that. And the willingness to be up there means we create chances, and then on top of that, we've got some good players.
Still all to play for, like we've been saying all season. From the first ball kick, that's what makes it exciting. This league is going to go all the way to the wire. 16 games to go, all to play for. You're on 1 defeat in 7 games as well. So again, the momentum building up, hopefully at the right time for you.
Yeah, and that's good. That the momentum and the players can breed some confidence. What we can't do is when the hiccup comes is let that then go the other way with it. But I asked the players before, and I'll ask them again. They've got to stretch themselves physically for each other and for the football club and for me and for the staff. And we'll be asking that again. But it's important that we focus on what we need to, and things might look different at times. We're going to have to give people rests. We've got to find a way of making sure the same players aren't playing all the time. We've got to give people rests. 4 of them were due a rest on Tuesday. We couldn't do that to 4 people. We haven't got the bodies to do it. So it's also being mindful for that. But we'll enjoy the run into the end of the season. Hopefully we can replicate some more performances like we've done away from home in the last 2.
There's a state of play of your squad, and obviously down in the numbers compared to others. Is it how you work closely to the sports scientists and the physios and everything about those players that you might be just concerned about?
Yeah, and they work great, the medical team. We are below the average for injuries, so that means we're not picking up as many injuries as other teams, but when you have a smaller squad anyway, that just makes a deeper impact. And unfortunately for us, every player is a main player, an important player, and when they come out, it has a bigger impact than most of the other clubs that are above us with what they've got. Colchester reeling off players. Look at the team they could still put out and the players they brought in for that game with that. But they do a good job, the medical team. They really do a good job, and we have to listen to them. Like I say, there was 4 that could have been rested. We're just not in a position to be able to do that. So we're going to have to make sure we jiggle things around at the right times and give players rest when we can. And unfortunately, that's not right now.
Take out your real long-term injuries. How's the quartet of players who are injured in Jack Lancaster, Omar Bogle, Emre Tezgel and Max Sanders? Do we have an update on him?
Yeah, Max has got a slight hamstring strain, so anywhere between 4, 6, 8 weeks. Now, I know that's vague, but we're hopeful it's 4 to 6 weeks for him to come back. And again, Max has been excellent this season, some real good form. And again, just where we are sometimes, it means he's probably played a few too many minutes in a short space of time. But he's been excellent. It gives him an opportunity to recharge the batteries, come back. Jack's out doing a lot of work. It's just getting his body up to the pace of it now. Timescale, I would hope it's the end of this month that we begin to see him. Likewise with Tez, if it's not the end of the month, it'll be early in the month afterwards. With that, we hope to have Omar with us on Saturday, which will be a real boost and a help if we can have Omar with us. CT's on the right track, so obviously getting on the pitch, and it's about managing him back into a position. So hopefully at the end of the month we might look a little bit better in terms of numbers.
As we said earlier, it's another long trip. You renewed acquaintances with Crawley. They're a much changed sort of squad now. with Scotland in charge, of course, back again. He's brought quite a few players that you come across in the playoff final a few years ago.
Yeah, he's put some good players back, hasn't he? To the club. Look, they're a good team, and he's brought in a lot of players. And it's really difficult. I've said it time and time again. When teams get relegated, it's really difficult unless you're able to spend a lot of money or keep the core together. It's really difficult to then quickly change that round, and it's taken some time for Scott, I'd imagine, to get the players in that he wants, and it looks like he has done now. So we know we're going to be in for a real game. We know how they're going to play. They play one of the best footballing teams in the division, best brand of football. So it's going to be a tough afternoon. But also, if we play somewhere towards our potential, we'll give them a few headaches.
And just one final point, we're into the early days of February, of course. The January transfer window shut now. Was there any movement that you were close to? Anybody coming in or anybody coming out? Anything for you?
No, not particularly. A couple of things had to happen for us to be able to bring one in. And we were hoping that may have happened, but by about 5 o'clock we knew that wasn't going to happen. So I sent everybody home, unfortunately.